Hi friends! If you couldn't tell by my eyebrows and lack thereof, quarantine is slightly getting to me a little bit. So during this period of quarantine time, it's made me a bit nostalgic for the old days of like being able to go outside and see my friends, and my favourite TV show as a child, Winx Club. And it got me thinking, what better thing to do than recreate the baddest bitches makeup, Darcy from Trix. Darcy in that TV show was my favourite villain. I think I slightly liked her more than the actual Winx Club just because, I don't know, I just did. And I love purple, so I thought why not try and recreate that makeup look. So that's what I'm going to do. Obviously, if you want to be icy or if you want to be stormy, you've just got to switch out the colours for blue or for a maroon colour. So I've already primed my face with my Milk Makeup Luminizing Primer, and I'm just going to go in with my Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Foundation. Because I have dry skin, I'm just going to set the parts of my face that I really need to set. So like under my eyes, around my nose, my glabella, or between my eyebrows, and my chin. I'm also just going to very quickly brush some onto my eyelids. Okay, I've zoomed you in for my eyebrows. Shaving my eyebrows has made me realise that one eyebrow naturally grows more up than the other one. Like I have a slightly more hooded eyelid on this side because if I raise it they look similar now. Next I'm going to be taking my really old Makeup Revolution brow pomade that I have not worn in a long time, and I'm going to try and give me some brows. I might even try some pointed brows because I've never done that before. I know Darcy has these very thin angular ones, but just because I have hair and I don't feel like gluing them down, I'm gonna try and give me some straight brows. So we have brows that kind of are straight, and then I'm just gonna fill it in. I'm obviously going to clean them up a bit, especially here at the bottom where it's thicker. So this is the general shape that I'm going for. I'm just gonna fill in the outer bits a bit more and then clean them up to try and make them look a bit more even. Yeah, I think this is the best I'm going to get for that shape, especially since one eyebrow is lower than the other for me. Next, I'm going to take my NYX Tinted Brow Mascara and just run it through the front of my brows just to make them look a bit fluffier. And then for the tails, since this pomade is very like smudgy, I'm just going to take a generic brown eyeshadow that kind of matches the general colour and just set it a little bit. Just gentle pats. So Darcy's makeup look is purple, but her top lid is slightly darker than the triangle shape that she has going on at the bottom. So we're going to start with the top lid, and I'm going to take my NYX Ultra Brights palette here. It's very old, it's my very handy dandy palette, but today we're going to be taking the darkest purple in there and putting it on my lid. I'm just going to take my fluffy blending brush, put it in that dark purple, tap off the excess, and then I'm just going to slowly put this onto my lid. Start very lightly with the colour and then build it up. Kind of use it as if you were using a black eyeshadow where you start super light. Then we are just going to take a flat eyeshadow brush and pack that purple on to the lid space. Then we're just going to repeat this onto the other eye. It's not hard. So that's the basic of like the top lid done, because she doesn't have much going on. But I am going to take this little flat head brush that I use to clean my eyebrows with, just to use to straighten this out into a very like straight line, just because of how my lids are hooded and how straight this bottom line is going to be. I don't want it blending down. The only real problem I have with this foundation, which is making me realize why I stopped using it, is once the main base of your foundation is set, there isn't much room to play, like to, you know, tidy up, because it doesn't blend very well. Now we're on to what I think will be the hardest part of this makeup look. Darcy under her eyes has this triangular purple shape, so I'm going to take my really old Makeup Revolution powder kit and this purple, which is slightly lighter than the one on my lid. I'm going to use that. I'm just going to take my angled brush first and map out the shape rather than just going in there. So it goes straight out. This would be easier if you had like a gel kind of eyeliner or eyeshadow, but since I don't have that, I'm just going to use a shadow. And then about to here, just past like the end of your iris is where the point stops, and this is where you need to connect it back up. So you have this general triangle shape. I might have done it a bit too far down, but I'm not too bothered by that. I quite like how dramatic it looks. Okay, so we have this general triangle shape going on, which Darcy has. A little tip so we can make the eyeshadow look more vibrant when we pack it on. I'm going to be using a smaller flathead brush for this. If you spray the brush with water and then get the colour on your brush, it should make it brighter when you pack it on. See? So once you've done this, you can tidy up with your foundation just to make sure it's pointed. Once I filled this eye in, I'm going to go back to this eye and tidy it up. So now we have our triangle shape going on. I'm going to put a little bit of black on my waterline just because I have a very prominent waterline. Next, I'm going to just take my eyeliner and do a wing following this point shape that I have on my eyelids. I think you can clearly tell which eye I'm better at doing eyeliner on. So this is what it looks like from far away so far. So now that I've done that, I'm just going to curl my eyelashes. I am going to be taking my Too Faced's Better Than Sex mascara. We do not support Too Faced in this house, but since I already own this, I am going to use it. If you don't know why we don't support Too Faced, please just look it up. You'll find out real quick why. So I'm just gonna put this on my top lashes and just a little bit on the bottom. This look looks a lot paler on camera than it does in person. Next, I am going to take my Kiss lashes in Bustier and I'm going to put these on, but I'm going to do this off camera as I cannot apply eyelashes to save my life, so be right back. Now we have our lashes on. This one was a pain in the ass, does not want to stick in that inner corner, so I'm just letting her do her. But this is what the lashes look like. Back to the face, I'm going to take my really old sleek makeup face film contouring and blush powder, and I'm just going to contour my face a little bit with the brown in here just to give my face a bit of warmth. As you can see, you can kind of naturally see where my cheekbones are, so that's just the line I'm going to follow. Next I am going to, these are no longer available, I don't think. I've had them that long, but it's the Pro Artist Professional London palettes, where it's the same company as Makeup Revolution, I think, but they used to sell these individual eyeshadows and blushes. These were like £2 each, these were £3 each. They were so good. I was so sad when they got rid of them. But I'm just gonna get this orangey shade blush and just use that on my cheeks. Then I'm going to take my sleek highlighting palette in Solstice. It's this old gold one, I think it's still available. And then I'm going to take the shade, I think it's called Hemisphere, but it's this purpley shade one here. And I'm just going to apply this where it's needed. Can you see that glow? Holy shit, I haven't used this in such a long time. Maybe I should start using it again, because that glow, look at that, amazing. Next we're on to the final step. It's my favorite step of any makeup look. I think it really brings the look in, but it is lipstick. I'm going to be using this NYX Lingerie liquid lipstick in the shade Embellishment, which is the second one. I love this colour a lot. I don't have a lot left. And I'm just going to put this all over my lips because Darcy has a lighter, more muted purple lipstick on. So I thought that this purple would be perfect. So this is the overall finished look. I quite like it. I like how dramatic it looks. I think it works really well with my brown eyes and my very dark natural brunette hair. Again, if you wanted to recreate this for Icy of the Trix or Stormy, just use blues or a maroon colours, making sure the colour that's on your eyelid is slightly darker than the one that you put under your eye. I'm really digging this brow shape too, especially on this eye. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any other kind of tutorials you want me to do, or makeup looks, or just colours in general, let me know down below. And I hope you are all staying safe and staying sane in quarantine. I love you guys, and bye!